Joining me now at Pavilion Beach at the end of the Blackburn Challenge is a more frequent guest, Tim Oakes. Tim, welcome back.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for having me.
He's being congratulated by one of his kids right now. Blackburn Challenge, how many years is it for you?
This is my 7th year doing it. I haven't done it for the last 5 years, but where it's the 25th anniversary, Jeff Thomas and I figured we had to get in the boat and give it a pull.
We're going to get to Jeff in just a moment. 20 miles, I taught you before we came on. Just describe the whole road, the route you take.
I don't want you to shortchange it, Tim. It's 22 miles plus, not 20. Basically, the race starts right off the rotary at the Gloucester Marina, right off the rotary. Go right out the Annisquam River, take a right at the Annisquam Lighthouse. Then you just follow the coastline, past Lanes Cove, past Folly Cove, go through Halibut Point, cut across Rockport Harbor to Straitsmith. Straitsmith is, for all intents and purposes, the halfway point. In a dory, you want to be there in about 2 hours. And then basically you just follow Pebble Beach, Long Beach, Good Harbor Beach, Eastern Point, all the way to the corner of the breakwater, and then you tuck it in for the last 2 miles here.
So you project in a dory, it should take you 4 hours. What was your time today?
Well, in a dory, the best time ever for a two-man tandem dory is about 4 hours and 7 minutes. There are 2 Canadians, Russell Atkinson and Fenton Cunningham, that have come down, and I think their time is about 3 hours and 45. But I'm going to complain, being a true Grand Banks dory rower, their Grand Banks dory was a plywood dory. I mean, you look at these boats we have here, these boats are about 500 pounds, so there is a significant weight differential on these boats. Jeff and Joe, who you'll probably talk to in a little bit, they probably hold the record right now, 4 hours in, I think, 4:01, and that is very fast, especially in a Grand Banks dory. You're in open water. You're protected through the river, but once you turn that Annisquam Lighthouse, you are wide open. Toughest stretch is the last 3 miles at the breakwater. You know, average time for a dory crew is about 4:30.
You answered my next question, which is going to be, where are the tough spots in the race? You mentioned before, again before we started this, that the first 13, you felt great. The last 7, you questioned your sanity.
And you know, that's about what it is. If you think about it, when you're coming up through the river, a lot of people don't go up the river. So you're looking point to point, you're captivated, you're interested, you're making sure you don't hit a green can, like I might have today. And then once you turn the lighthouse, the Annisquam Lighthouse, you've still got, you know, the backside of Rockport. That's unique. Not everyone sees it every day. It comes once you go through Straitsmith. That's when the wear and tear starts to get you. That's when mentally you got to start to lock in, because you think you know where you are. It makes sense. Oh, there's Good Harbor Beach off my left shoulder. I got to tell you, you rode next to Good Harbor Beach for about an hour, and you're sitting there going, wait a minute, my car in the back, sure, I can do this in 2 minutes.
How far away does Pavilion Beach look once you make the final turn?
It looks a hell of a lot more than 2 miles, let me tell you that.
Now, there's a variety of different classes of watercraft here. Certainly, I've seen people row by on paddle boards. There are all kind of personal paddle boats. As you said, the dories.
Yep.
What other boats? Now, I also heard there are the outriggers.
The outriggers, the Hawaii 5.0 boats. Everybody loves those. You have outriggers. You have canoes. You have working class boats, fixed seats, singles, fixed seat doubles. You have ocean shells. You have boats like the Siren Song, multi-hulls. It's a great race. It's a unique race. It's one of the most renowned, one of the most prestigious open water rowing races in America. I mean, people come from all over to row here. You got boats up from New Jersey, all up and down the East Coast to do it. It's even, someone will know it far better than me, but it's even like a North American open water rowing championship today for one of the boat classes. So it's a very well-respected race.
And it's very well attended. Looking at the crowd up beyond, it's just the skin up there, the pavilions and the check-in tent. And again, there's a good crowd as we pan the beach. You can see the various boats lined up, those that have finished, and there's probably still a good number out on the water itself.
There are still a good number on the water. If you turn around, you get a lot of kayaks coming in. You get a lot of the paddle boats now, not necessarily the double multi boats that are coming in. And if you look at these guys, you know, they look like they're just cruising in. But think about it, those guys have been out in the water for 5 hours plus. So, you know, it's not an easy race by any stretch of the imagination. I don't care what boat you're in, I don't care who you are. There were over 450 registered competitors for today's race. You put that into about 315 craft, 315 boats. You know, it takes a lot of effort. I think anyone who does this race, anyone who completes it, certainly should be congratulated for what they're doing, because it is not easy.
So certainly this is something that probably a lot of teams or groups that do it prepare for. You've got to go out there and make sure you're in some kind of condition to do it.
This is something you have to prepare for. This is not something that, say if you were Tim Oakes 15 years ago, could just pull off the dock and expect to finish it and destroy someone's rowing career.
That voice in the background obviously is one of Tim's friends who questions his fitness.
Yes, you do. I mean, honestly, I mean, all kidding aside, it is something you have to prepare for. You know, I say I haven't been in a dory in 5 years. I haven't been competitively in a dory. But leading up to this, I put a month and a half in a boat, you know, to prepare for this, because it's not that easy.
Go ahead, Tim.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely something you have to prepare for. I mean, you look at anyone out here, I mean, these people are all in shape, and the best part is, a lot of these people take it pretty seriously.
Well, anytime you compete, remember the great race that used to be run from Arlington to Marblehead. I mean, you know, it was just a good fun time. Some people made a lot of stops along the way, you know, before you got to Devereaux Beach. But you still wanted to be there. You wanted to be the first, to get to the beaches first. It's the competitive nature of anybody who gets into a contest.
I don't care anyone who signs up for this. They say it's an open water rowing event. They intentionally don't call it a race. But when you line up at that starting line, for your class, that goes off, because the classes are all staged. The Grand Banks dories go off first because they're the slowest boats out there. They need the most time to get through. You tell me someone's not out there trying to get an advantage in a 22-mile race 10 strokes in. Come on. I mean, everyone knows each other. There's a lot of kidding, but yes, it's serious.
It's all about the bragging rights.
It is all about the bragging rights. And if you don't win, then you sit here and say, well, hey, I finished.
At least you finished. You've got that accomplishment to look forward to next year. Listen, Tim, it's great talking to you as always. Appreciate you being on MSO.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.